The Secret of Blackwood Manor. Chapter 1. The Invitation. It was a cold autumn evening when Amelia received the mysterious letter. The envelope was sealed with dark red wax, and the handwriting was elegant but unfamiliar. Her name was written in large, flowing letters across the front. With curiosity, she opened the letter, her fingers trembling slightly. Dear Miss Amelia Sterling, you are cordially invited to Blackwood Manor for a gathering of old friends. The event will take place on the evening of October 31st. At 7:00 p.m. come alone and bring only your curiosity. Sincerely. Amelia had never heard of Blackwood Manor, nor did she know anyone named L. The letter felt strange, as if it were a reminder of something lost long ago. She had recently inherited her aunt's estate, and although she hadn't been back to the family home in years, the thought of a gathering at a mysterious manor intrigued her. Something about it felt important, and Amelia couldn't resist. She decided to go. Chapter 2. The Manor. As Amelia arrived at Blackwood Manor, she was struck by its eerie appearance. The mansion loomed over the landscape, its dark stone walls covered in ivy. The windows were tall and narrow, and the roof appeared to sag under the weight of time. The gate creaked as she pushed it open, and she hesitated before walking up the long, winding path to the front door. The door opened slowly as if it had been waiting for her. Inside, the manor was even more unsettling. The floors were covered in thick, dusty rugs, and paintings of stern-faced people lined the walls. The air was heavy with the smell of old wood and forgotten history. A large chandelier hung from the ceiling, casting soft, flickering light across the room. "Welcome, Miss Sterling," a voice called out from the shadows. Amelia turned to see a man standing in the doorway to the dining room. He was tall, with a sharp face and piercing eyes. His clothes were old-fashioned, and his presence seemed to fill the room. "I am Lucian Blackwood," the man continued. "Please, make yourself comfortable. Dinner will be served soon." Amelia hesitated, unsure if she should trust this strange man, but her curiosity pushed her forward. She followed him into the dining room, where a large table was set for several guests, though no one else was present. The smell of rich food filled the air. "Please have a seat. The others will arrive shortly," Lucian said with a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. Chapter 3. The Guests. As the clock struck 7, the door to the manor opened once again, and several guests arrived. They were all dressed in elegant, yet somewhat outdated, clothing. There was an old woman with silver hair who introduced herself as Margaret, a young man named Henry with a nervous demeanor, and a middle-aged woman named Clara who appeared to be trying very hard to remain calm. Amelia couldn't help but notice that all of the guests seemed oddly familiar, as if she had seen them in old photographs, but she couldn't place where. They all took their seats at the table, and Lucian served the meal, speaking little but watching everyone closely. The dinner conversation was strange. The guests spoke in riddles, mentioning old family secrets and referring to things that Amelia had never heard of. It was as if they were all speaking in a code only they understood. As the night went on, Amelia felt a growing sense of unease, but she couldn't leave. Something held her there, a force stronger than her fear. At the end of the meal, Lucian stood and raised his glass. "Tonight," he said with a dark smile, "we will uncover the truth." Suddenly, the lights flickered, and the air grew cold. The chandelier swayed as if caught in an invisible breeze. The guests went silent, their eyes wide. Amelia felt a chill run down her spine. She stood up to leave, but before she could take a step, the room grew dark. When the lights returned, everything was different. The walls of the manor had transformed. And the guests were no longer in the dining room. They were in a large circular chamber, with an ancient-looking stone altar at the center. The altar was surrounded by strange symbols, and the air was filled with a low, ominous hum. Lucian turned to Amelia, his expression serious. "You are always meant to be here, Amelia," he said quietly. "The truth about your family has been hidden for generations. You must choose whether to accept it or leave it behind." Amelia's heart raced. Her mind reeled with questions, but the answer seemed clear. She had come this far, there was no turning back. The truth awaited her, hidden within the walls of Blackwood Manor. Chapter 4. The Secret Revealed. Lucian led Amelia to the altar, where an ancient book lay open. The pages were filled with cryptic symbols, some of which she recognized from the map her aunt had given her. Lucian explained that Amelia's family had once been part of an ancient society, tasked with guarding a powerful secret, one that had been passed down through generations. The secret was a treasure, not of gold, but of knowledge. Amelia's family had been entrusted with preserving it, but over time, the truth had been forgotten, buried beneath layers of lies and fear. The guests in the room were members of the same society, waiting for Amelia to unlock the final piece of the puzzle. With trembling hands, Amelia placed her hand on the book and read aloud the words that had been passed down for centuries. The moment she spoke the last word, the room began to tremble, and a hidden door opened in the wall. Behind the door was a library, filled with books that held the forgotten knowledge of the past. Amelia realized that she was the key to restoring her family's legacy. But as the door closed behind her, she couldn't help but wonder if she had truly uncovered the secret, or if she had just become part of a much larger mystery. Vocabulary explained. 1. Mysterious, full of mystery. Something that is difficult to understand or explain. Example, the letter that Amelia received was mysterious, as it came from an unknown source. 2. Eerie, strange, frightening, or unsettling. Example, the appearance of Blackwood Manor was eerie, with its dark stone walls and towering structure. 3. Curiosity, a strong desire to learn or know something. Example, Amelia's curiosity led her to investigate the invitation and travel to the manor. 4. Presence, the state of being present or existing in a particular place. Example, Lucian's presence in the room made Amelia feel both intrigued and uneasy. 5. Riddles, a type of puzzle or problem, often in the form of a question that has a hidden meaning. Example, the dinner conversation was filled with riddles, making it hard for Amelia to understand. 6. Ominous, giving the impression that something bad is going to happen. Threatening. Example, the room felt ominous as the lights flickered and the temperature dropped. 7. Altar, a flat surface used for religious or ceremonial purposes, often in a place of worship. Example, the stone altar in the secret room was covered in strange symbols. 8. Cryptic, having a hidden or mysterious meaning. Example, the symbols in the ancient book were cryptic, making it difficult for Amelia to understand their true meaning. 9. Legacy, something handed down from the past, often from ancestors or previous generations. Example, Amelia's family had a legacy of guarding ancient secrets, passed down for generations. 10. Tremble, to shake or shake slightly, often from fear or nervousness. Example, Amelia's hands trembled as she read aloud the words from the ancient book. This story mixes elements of suspense, mystery, and family secrets, creating a compelling narrative, while also introducing vocabulary to help improve your understanding of complex English words.